Hey, I just want to take you through a new feature that we're about to release to Overmind in the next couple of weeks. It's called the Assistant, and it allows you to explore your infrastructure in a really easy text-based way and ask it really open-ended questions and get answers that are incredibly specific to your infrastructure right now. So I'm going to take you through how it works and what its capabilities are. So I'm going to give it a bit of a scenario to start off with. In this scenario, we've got users are reporting that there's a particular web server that can't communicate with its application server, but the user says that they've requested that that port be open in the security group, but it's still not working. And so I'm just going to send that on its own to the assistant, and the assistant is going to start gathering information about the infrastructure to try to work out what the cause might be. And you can see what it's doing on the left, the queries that it's running, and you can see the results of those queries on the right. And we can see it's discovered both of the instances that I ask about, the network interfaces, the security groups, things like that. All right, here's what I've discovered so far. So we've got the web server and the application server. The security group is used in both instances. It allows traffics, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so observations. Ensure there's a rule that allows traffic from 8080. Verify the security groups. Verify the network ACLs. Would you like me to proceed with these inspections? Yes, off you go. All right, so it's gathered the information. It's worked out a plan for how it's going to answer the question overall. And I've said yes, so off we go. So it's inspecting the security group rules first to see how they are currently set up, which is what it said it would do. Verify the ingress rules for the security group. All right, so the ingress rule permits incoming traffic on 8080 from any source, which means the security group should allow traffic from the web server to the application server on port 8080. The egress rule allows all outgoing traffic, so the web server can initiate a connection without any issues. So it doesn't look like the security group is the problem. So next steps, network ACLs and application level issues. Would you like me to inspect the network ACLs? Yep, off you go. So it's not the security group, which is what they said. They said they requested it. It's not the security group. Let's find out. So it's now going to get the details of the subnets, discover the relationships here. These subnets do have a network ACL and a route table that relates to them. So let's see what it's able to find with that network ACL. Okay, so we've got our inbound rules, egress rules, blah, blah, blah. Let's go straight to observation. So ingress rule deny. The significant finding here is that rule 200, which explicitly denies traffic on 8000 to 8100, which includes 8080. This is likely the reason why the web server cannot communicate with the application server. And now it's going to recommend that I modify the network ACL to allow traffic on 8080. It's going to tell me to add a rule before rule 200, so like rule 150 has to be in the correct order, and it's going to give me exactly the command I need to run in order to add this. So as you can see, this was a reasonably complicated situation. The obvious problem, security groups, was not actually the issue, and the security groups were set up correctly as like a bit of a red herring. Yet it was still able to drill down further into network ACLs, find out the problem, and suggest exactly the fix, so I could just copy paste it and it would be done. This is built on the ability to discover your infrastructure that Overmind is, and it also understands changes that have been made to it. So if you were to ask it, why had this changed? Who was the last person to change this? As long as that change went through Overmind, it could answer those sorts of questions as well. And we expect that this is going to be like a very different way to interact with Overmind, which is much more flexible. Maybe what we are going to do here is maybe we'll be ingesting alerts. Maybe when you get an alert, you'll send that alert into Overmind and ask it to summarize the infrastructure that that alert is related to and summarize the changes and work out which change might have caused that problem. There's all kinds of stuff we can do about it. It should be available in the next couple of weeks. If you'd like a demo specifically, and I can take you through it and you can ask it some questions, let me know. Thanks.